Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment 11 signs. I have to read this actually because it's lengthy. 11 signs your manifestation is working as per law of attraction. And you also have Siba joining us as well. She is, well, you guys know about, some of you know about my cat. So she's getting restless as I'm trying to record this. So she decided to join us. So we'll see how long this lasts and if I can actually go through this entire recording without her, howling and disturbing me. So we'll see. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. When you like the videos, it helps it to circulate around. So I do appreciate those that do hit like. It's just the way the YouTube runs. And if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box. You can purchase and book directly from my website. And I also want to add that 10% of Twin Flame Union sales also go to charity. So it's been a while. I haven't had a chance to record some videos and I'm trying to actually push it out. I have a few things to talk about. It's just time permitting, and I'm actually squeezing this in between a class that I'm actually attending today. So having said that, I'll try to breeze through it. 11 signs that I feel is really, really crucial if you are trying to manifest anything in life, whether it's love, money, career, business, health, anything. And it's such a generic way. You should all be manifesting something. Life, I mean, really, even if you're on a twin flame journey, there's more to your life than just your twin flame. So I hope so. And for those that are trying to manifest anything in life other than their twin flame, this will be a video that you will be interested in, because the universe always talks to you via signs and things. And these are very, very specific signs that I'm going to mention, and along with an explanation as to why this made it into my list. None of them are, of course, in any order. So don't panic if you don't see it in this order. It doesn't mean anything. It's just listed this way. It's just easier for me to execute it and explain to you guys what these 11 signs are. But before we actually dive deep into any of this, let's hit it. And welcome back. I'm gonna be distracted, as you can see. She's well, I'll try to turn her around in a little bit. Right now she's just settled in, but yeah, she's 16 years old, and yeah, it's she's going strong, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so the first sign that I want to mention, and this is one of my favorite ones myself, is a sign of an eagle. Now you're gonna wonder why this made it into my list, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, it's for those that have this as your power animal, power animal is something that will actually embody you, as opposed to having an animal spirit guide. And an animal spirit guide is just a guide that that is around you all the time. And if you see eagles all the time, that just means that that's your animal spirit guide. And during a shamanic healing, you will actually be able to get a power animal that will actually embody you. Not only will you have their animal essence, you'll actually have their spiritual essence as well, and that will actually go within you. So a little bit different from animal spirit guide, who's actually just externally is there as a working guide. So and in my case, it is a working guide externally, but I have to say that it's amazing every time that I see it. And throughout the course of my journey, of course, I've seen it a lot of times, but it tends to these days aggressively show me itself. And I am absolutely, I'm in heaven whenever I see it, because it's such a powerful sign. As you know, eagles soar high, and how high they can soar, it actually showed it to me about a month and a half. I was in my vehicle, and I have a sunroof, so so I noticed the eagle up there. And of course, no other bird can actually go that high, and it actually proved it to me because there was an aircraft. It was a nice sunny day and no clouds. Actually, there was little fluffy clouds too, but it was actually out of the clouds, and this aircraft was flying a little bit lower than the clouds. So, and I saw this eagle at the same height as this aircraft. This is how high they can fly. And it was going in between and out of the clouds as it was flying, just like the aircraft. So this, I wish that I was not on the road. I would have taken a video of it, because I thought that was just amazing. And the one that I completely see, it doesn't matter, there's so many different species, so it depends where you live. The one that I continuously see is the bald eagle, and that's the one that comes to me the most. But there's other eagles that do too. And I was just in simple awe, and I couldn't believe that I was seeing something that amazing. So yeah, so it does tend to soar very high, and the whole spiritual meaning of that is that if you see an eagle, that means that you are going to be soaring high as well when it comes to your manifestation, whether you're trying to build a business, whether you're trying to build a an empire of some sort, a financial empire, your home, or even to an extent your health. Because if you're not in really good health in life, what this means is that you will you won't have the energy to reach some of your goals that you want in life, right? You have to be in really good health. So it doesn't matter which way you want to look at it. It's got a meaning in every aspect if you look at it, how it actually gives you a sign. I have been seeing eagles almost every day in some shape or form. Sometimes I see it on a vehicle where there's a drawing of it or a picture of it in a vehicle on the road. What has been happening lately is as I'm driving on the highway, there's two little eagles. Why I say they're little? Because they can actually grow very large. And I actually learned this last year when I actually had gone to the island. And that day we were doing an excursion where we were supposed to see whales, and we never saw whales, but we saw eagle. And to me that made my day, because that was a 28-year-old eagle. And yes, they can live up to that long. And she was a female eagle that was resting on some rocks, and I took lots of pictures of it. And it's a local eagle that is known to the locals there. The guide was talking about it, so that's how I learned that it actually can live that long. It can actually live up to 30 years. So it just goes to show that they actually outlive your pets. And I'm pretty sure that as much as you love your pets, they do have an end date. Like my cat is 16, so she's 85 in in human years. So, and God bless her, she's pretty good in in her health and stuff like that. But yeah, pets don't tend to last, unfortunately, 28 years. Some may, but it's very rare. So it just goes to show that how powerful they are. So in this case, I always see these baby eagles. There's two of them, and they usually like to, as I'm driving in the highway, there's some lighting post, and they like to sit on that. And as I'm going underneath that lighting post, they're above me. So it's just like stuff like that. If you see that, just know that it's an exciting way to know that you're on the right path to whatever you're trying to create. And in my case, I'm trying to build my empire. So for me to see something like that, it's a reassuring sign. So eagle made it to my #1 list. Of course, like I said, it's not in any order, so take it as you resonate. If you are seeing it in movies, or if you're seeing it, and that's again another thing, I do tend to see it in movies too occasionally, or if you see it in pictures or license plates, sometimes you'll see it as the eagle written there, or a company name, or some sort of something like that, right? Or a logo, a company logo, or a logo of something. Eagle is, if you're seeing it, you're seeing it. So take that as one of the signs and know that you are in the right track. Another common one that I listed as #2 is a letter. And the reason why the letter made it into my list is because when you look at a letter, your intention is to climb up, right? When you're climbing up, so you're basically trying to move up in life. So when you see letters anywhere, just know that that's also a sign that you can take as a sign that you are moving up in life. So definitely you want to take that as a sign, and it could be in a form of pictures, or it could be at work. You're seeing a letter being drawn for some work to be done, or whatever that is, right? So that's all part of the sign. #3 is a clover. Everybody knows that clovers are meant to have a good luck. And about 5 years ago, I had seen, and that's really hard and rare to see, it is the 4-leaf clover. So I don't know how I saw it, and I took a picture of it. And yeah, if you ever come across a 4-leaf clover in real life, then know that that's for you to at least take a picture of it, or you can draw it and keep it, between a book or something like that. It's meant as a good luck. If you can actually put it in a raisin and just preserve it like that, do it if you're crafty that way, because that would be something that you will realize is it's a good luck symbol, and it always has been through ancient times. So though it grows like a weed, and nobody likes to have those as a weed, but it does signify good luck. So and 4-leaf clovers are very hard to find. Some of these actually ended up going into my new oracle deck. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to air that deck in the month of July reading. So let's see if I can actually get it in time. It's on its way, so let's see. So yeah, clover will be the #3 sign. If you see that, and it just means that you are going to have a abundant, prosperous life that you are trying to manifest. And everybody has a right to have an abundant, prosperous life, and it's going to differ for everybody. Some will have some things that they want to achieve in life, and others will be just content with just having regular stuff. So that all depends on your own desires and what that is. So but the meaning behind that is, of course, the same for everybody. So if you do see a four-leaf clover somewhere and you are trying to manifest something, just know that it's a good luck sign. So it is a sign of luck. A lot of people try to actually even buy clover jewelry and stuff like that. In fact, I believe I have that in, here we go. If you can see, I've got like a charm here. I didn't even realize that I was wearing this, so I don't know if you can see. Oh my goodness, little charm. So yeah, it's just goes to show, right? Fourth sign, of course, number sequences are very, very important, because the universe, the angels, they speak to us in not in normal language. They talk to us through numbers. And for those that apply the law of attraction, that love to manifest things, and it doesn't matter whether you are a stair twin or a runner twin that's watching this. If you are in the verge of manifesting something, money, business, anything like that, it's nice to know little confirmations from the universe. And universe does talk to us via number sequences, and it's up to you to figure out what that is, especially if they are repeatedly shown to you. So and in this case, this would be number fourth sign, and that is 1111. If you see that, what 1111 means, of course, it's a twin flame number, as you guys know, but it also means that you are in a right path. You are in the constant ebb and flow of your manifestation, your desires, and your dreams and wishes coming true. And the universe is with you, working with you, assisting you, and it also asks you to trust. Trust what is being shown. Sometimes our manifestations take longer than necessary. We don't like that typically. We want things to happen right away, and that doesn't happen, and we are discouraged, we are disappointed. So what that is trying to tell you is to stay on your course with what you are trying to manifest and whatever your desires are, because it is still on its way. It may take a little bit longer, and I know you guys don't like to hear that, but at least know that it's still on its way. And it may be taking some scenic route, and that's fine. It's still on its way. So, it hasn't been lost. So, so that's just another way of the universe confirming that. So definitely feel good whenever you see 1111. It is the master number, 11 and amplified by 2, 2 and 2, it's a gateway. And that's what it is. It's like a door. Think about it this way, right? It's a pearl door that is open and it's leading you the way. So definitely feel good whenever you see it. Anytime you see any of these signs, you're supposed to thank the universe or be happy that you have seen it, because the more you see these things, the more it'll be shown to you, especially if you realize that this is actually the universe communicating with you in some shape or form. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I do want you guys to write comments in the description and definitely tell me how many of you see whatever signs that I'm listing from here. It just gives a little bit of reassurance for the other people that are trying to manifest stuff, and it'll give them reassurances that it's not only me that sees these, it's you guys as well, or there's others that are in the same boat. So definitely put some comments in the description. And you want to look at the camera and say hi to these people? Hi, little baby? Yeah? Yeah? No? Say hi, Babu. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, we're just sitting in the wrong angle. Okay. Moving on. Okay, sign number 5 is 333. And the reason why I say 333 is because it's the master number. Not only that, but it also is giving you a third energy. It is coming in the form of 3, and it's your energy and creating another energy and in sync with a third energy that's coming in, if that makes sense. Especially if you guys are trying to manifest a relationship, right? Think about it. It's you, it's your specific person, and then you're creating the third energy. Same thing with if you are creating sort of a business, an empire, right? It's you, it's the business, the object of whatever your desire is, and then you're creating this third energy. So that's what I'm trying to say. And if you are seeing that non-stop, know that you are cooking something, and that's a good thing. You wanna see stuff like this, especially if you are up to manifesting something that you want specifically. So number 6. Moving on very quickly. This is actually a shorter video, which is I think it's okay, you know, to have sometimes short videos, because yeah, I'm just looking at the time here as it's recording, and I'm actually breezing through them, so it's not a bad thing. Another one that's important is seeing number sequence, and this is sign number 6. Number sequences like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 6, 9, something like that, or 1, 3, 6, 9, anything that has some sort of sequence to it. 2, 4, 6, you know, like that. If you see stuff like that, just know. And you will know when it's being repeatedly shown like that to you, because it'll be crazy the way that it comes to you. So if you see that a lot, just know that that's what that means, is that you are moving forward, and you definitely want to be moving forward, right? You don't want to be stuck, and that's the energy that you don't want to be in, especially if you are manifesting something, is to be in a stuck energy. So if you're seeing this is also a confirmation that you are on the right path, and you're manifesting whatever you are desiring, right? So that's the forward movement. That's what it's indicating. It's the forward movement. And a lot of these actually that I have listed here is definitely talking about that forward movement, because that's part of what the entire experience with law of attraction is, and manifesting something. So number 6 was forward movement numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, or 3, 6, 9, stuff like that. Now this is going to be exciting for a lot of you, because this is very dear to a lot of you that see that, and that is a sign of a rainbow. Now why this made it to my list is because it gives you the first of all, a rainbow signifies hope. And when it, that's, I hope that records. And that's 901 Siren Archangel Michael, so hopefully that did record. Please, God. And if it is, I will actually timestamp it. That's a very amazing confirmation. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Because I was just going to say, when it comes to rainbow, if you guys know the the biblical story of the rainbow, it's giving you the sign of hope and promise. And what this means is when if anybody knows anything about biblical story, God decided to flood the world and kill everybody, and the only people that could survive was Noah and people that were in his ark, in Noah's ark. And after it flooded and rained for eons and eons, and everybody was perished, this is all the animals, beings that were in this ark, they survived, and it showed a massive rainbow. And since then it's been a very, very profound significance in biblical history as well as to mankind about hope and freedom and promise that it will never do that again. So that was a promise from God, right, to its people. So I want to say that that definitely is a very, very good symbol to get, especially if you are trying to manifest your heart's desire, because first of all, it's telling you not to give up hope, and it's also telling you, it's also promising you that whatever you are desiring is on its way, and to just have faith, right? So some of these messages are there within the rainbow, and you can actually Google a little bit more on it and just see how it signifies. And every time people see rainbows, I want to say that it really, really makes people happy. I mean, I just went through a 4-year, sort of like a timeline and anniversary between my twin flame and I. I don't know if he remembers it, that he probably knows that. He probably remembers the month that we met, but does he remember the dates? I have no idea. I don't know how good his memory is. I don't know if guys are into all these things, you know, as much as women are. So maybe they are. It's not definitely not gender specific. It's probably energy, and you know, I mean, DFs are more prone to remember dates and stuff like that and details versus the DM energy. I don't know how, I mean, it's hard to say how well they remember things. So yeah, it marked 4 years for us. And during that time, the 7th and the 8th, because 7th is when I actually connected with him for the first time. And so 7th and 8th, I saw 5 times rainbows. And I shared that in my social media as well as my Facebook private group, just that experience, and that was, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I within that day I saw I saw 11, 11, 3, 3, 3, I guess all these things except for Clover. Everything else up till leading up to this I actually saw. Just goes to show, right? So, but what I found is that it was just very, very profound, and it was so specific. And I saw it through memes. I saw it in real life. Like on the 8th, I was driving in the highway, and the biggest arc of a rainbow was just kind of like this between the highway and, you know, I drove underneath it. So that was just so crazy. So yeah, I was in heaven, of course. She's still shedding. I mean, for those that have cats, you know that, like, I have to tape this entire place everywhere, vacuum it. And she's just still shedding her coat, her winter coat. So she's got a lot of hair. So I don't know. I mean, it's like everywhere, Siva. You shed so much. Seriously. Okay, so moving on to and that was rainbow was sign number 7, and I didn't even realize that this is a sync because I just listed it the way that I did. I had to write them down in a separate piece of paper, and then I just quickly put this transferred it here before I actually did this video. But this made it into my number 7 sign, and anybody that knows anything about number 7, you would know that 7 is considered a very spiritual number. So especially in numerology. So those that are a little familiar with the numerology, you'll know that 7 signifies a very spiritual number, and it made it into my spiritual number 7 as the 7th sign that I've listed here. So what a sync there too. Crazy. I thank you. You know, that's a good confirmation to know as well. So number 8 is going to be another sequence that I'm finding, and I'll tell you in a second here, is finding money. And that is the 8th sign, especially if you are trying to manifest money and then you find money. That's actually a good sign. I was taught by somebody, I can't remember, that you're supposed to, I think it was Robert Zink. I always look at his Science and Things videos because he's probably the best one that describes it better than me. But yeah, I always follow those because I love his Science and Things numbers. And he in one video he was talking about, if you are trying to manifest money and you find money, it's actually a great thing, and you're actually supposed to keep it in a jar. So next time if you ever find a money somewhere, do put them in a jar and just keep it and let it multiply. And that's the whole idea that he explained, and I believe him. So do that. Do keep it in the jar because it's gonna multiply then. So yeah, if you find money, it's a good sign because you know that more money is coming. That's all false misconception when you find pennies and you find somebody has actually done some sort of black magic and has thrown it on the floor or whatever. You're not supposed to take it and all that. Like there's some superstitions stuff like that that's around. At least I heard them growing up, and I never believed in that kind of stuff anyway. So again, take it as it resonates. If you feel that that's what it is, then go with your intuition. But I always pick up the money that I find. I always did, because I felt that. And for those that are in Indian Hindus, they will understand that, because goddess Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth. So if you have found money and you just kind of disregard it, that means that you are disregarding prosperity. It's the way that some Indians perceive it. So I always looked at it that way, and I always I always had that belief more than the other belief. So I never say no to money when money is coming, and you're supposed to respect it too. Some of you do want to catch my YouTube video that is on money, because it talks about that at great length. I will actually link that video in the description. So if you want to learn a little bit more about how you can look after money and all that, a lot of tips are in there. So because the whole idea is that if you respect money, money will respect you in return, right? So that video is going to be very, very informative for those that are trying to manifest more money. I know that money is coming for some of you, but you want, of course, more money. Go with that video, have a look and see what else, new tips that you can learn that you don't know. There's so many things that I teach in there. So have a look at that video, or for those that did see that video eons ago, you may want to revisit that video, because there's so many things that I talk about there, right? So do look at that. And that was finding money as number 8 sign. And it also is a sync, because 8 is an infinite number. It doesn't have any ending, it doesn't have any beginning. And for people that are in the spiritual journey, it's a false misconception to think that you should not live an abundant life that has money in it. And the only one of the short of way of having an abundant life is, of course, on camera I wouldn't be even showing that part, so that's just respecting her. So I'm a mother, so that's just the way it works. And oh my god, I actually put the garbage can a little behind because I thought that she was going to come down. So anyways, yeah, it doesn't have any beginning, it doesn't have any ending to that. So you take it as that money is supposed to be there for those that are living in this lifetime. It buys a lot of things that you need in a spiritual journey, as well as to have a very comfortable life. So yeah, it doesn't have any beginning, no ending, and that is number 8, finding money. Okay, so moving on, we are now breezing through this list. Number 9 is the sign of a bunny. Now you're going to wonder why this made it to my list. And there's a big reason to that. And that is that everybody knows that bunnies like to multiply. And they multiply very quickly. They're known for that. So how this is interpreted when you end up actually seeing bunnies in reality, whether it's through social media or in real life, is that you're actually giving birth to something. And if you are manifesting your heart's desire, you definitely want to birth something. And it's a sign of birth. And it's also a sign of multiplication. So definitely it's something to think about if you actually see bunnies all the time. I know that I always see bunnies all the time, and it's actually nice to see it. So that's why it made it to my list, because whenever I see it, automatically I think about birth, that I'm birthing something new and I'm birthing something auspicious. And also it's a sign of multiplication, or it's you're birthing something in a very drastic way, right? You multiple things, because they can actually have lots of babies in very short time. So that's actually a good thing when it comes to having a symbol. And for those that have actually bunnies as your animal spirit guide, that's actually really, really good to have as well. So you have to go within and just find out whether that's something that is being shown to you and that is your animal spirit guide, because it has lots of meanings around that too. It's got its shadow side, it's got its light side, so to find what that means. Another thing that I want to mention for sign number 10, we're going here now, is strangers will be doing favor for you. I have mentioned it in the previous videos. Random strangers will do something amazing for you, whether it is opening the door for you, or in my case, I've had so many crazy things like that, where a random stranger ended up buying my dishwashing soap. It somehow ended up going into her pile of things as I was the cashier, and I finished paying, and then somehow the cashier realized that this liquid soap is still sitting on the in her pile, but she decided to ask me, and I said, yeah, it's actually mine. And it wasn't hers because she wasn't purchasing one. So so I took out my wallet to pay for it, and she said, oh no, that's okay, just put it in my bill. And I was like, what? And brown people do not blush very easily, at least I don't, and I felt my face just going red. I was speechless. I know it was like random. She said it's only a couple of bucks, it's okay, right? To me, it still mattered, because I think it's the whole gesture behind that that I thought it was just the sweetest thing, and I really, really couldn't believe it. So that was something that I will probably for the rest of my life remember, just because it was just a very different kind of moment for me. I went home all smiles and couldn't stop smiling for the rest of the day. It just made my day. And that was a random stranger that did that. Another one was I was offered a lift by another woman, and I was first of all, you freeze, because you're like, why are you getting why is this random vehicle stopping and asking for a lift? And my vehicle wasn't too long of a walk, it was about 2 minutes away. So I thanked her and I said, no thank you, my vehicle is just around the corner, 2 minutes walk, it's okay. And yeah, she was tried to offer me a lift. And after that, I was thankful because I was just, I'm pretty sure she was just being kind and helpful. So, but first of all, I froze because I thought, what is the ulterior motive? Especially, you know, when you're asked randomly by a stranger, right? So I'm pretty sure you guys have lots of lift stories like that, right, baby? So yes, if stuff like that happens, these are some of the examples. You know, of course, you probably have your own unique stories. They are definitely something that you can count as a sign, because it just goes to show that you are manifesting things and you're in the manifestation mode. So go ahead and look at that as a sign. And okay, sit down, little baby. Yeah, she's getting restless. So my video is almost done, and I'm gonna take her out for a little bit before my class starts, because this is in between the class break that I'm filming this. So just give me 10 more minutes, Bobo. 10 more minutes. Yes. So yes, strangers doing random things for you as a favor, and you'll have to list your stories. I am definitely curious to know what is your story around this, because I'm pretty sure you guys have some really amazing stories to tell me. Yes, I know that when I go to, I have Walmart, so I sometimes, well, actually majority of the time these days, you know, I shop there because it's actually got a full grocery section. So I'm there one day, and there was this Punjabi guy in a turban. And then every time I see any workers, I usually give them a smile and all that, like just greet them, something like that. I always do, because I'm, you know, I'm just friendly that way, I guess, you know. So I remember I was grabbing some grapes from the produce section, and this particular gentleman, he was bringing in a fresh batch of produce, and he was just stacking them, and he told me in Punjabi, oh, these are fresh, you know. And I'm like, oh, are they, you know? And you know, so I started conversing with him, and sure enough, they were really, really fresh. And he said, yeah, you know, I thought that you would want fresh grapes as opposed to the ones that were sitting there. So definitely exchanged my grapes, and I was very, very thankful that she this is, you can tell that she's getting restless. So almost there, baby, almost. So, and before she starts howling, I need to wrap this video. But anyways, yeah, so that was a very nice gesture by this person that didn't need to do that, but he did, because, you know, he felt that he could help me that way. So stuff like that, especially if people are offering some sort of service to you, or, you know, that doesn't cost them anything, or doesn't, or it's costing them their time or energy, anything like that, definitely, you know, that you know, your neighbor cuts your grass, you know, for example, or, you know, prunes your trees, or does something nice for you. Those are little gestures that are also indication that you are on the right path. So be on a lookout for that, and do tell your stories, because I'm curious, because I like listening to those kind of stories. So that was sign number 10, that random strangers will do something nice for you and do you a favor, or do something very, very nice. Now we've got number 11 sign, and this one actually was not there, but as I was writing it, it came to me, and I thought to myself, you know what, that makes sense. I actually, in fact, saw that a couple of days ago in a movie, and I'm not surprised that it made it to my list by the end as I was writing it, and that was my 11th sign, turtle. And a lot of people in the spiritual journey, especially twin flames, resonate a lot to turtles, because they have some sort of significant message or insights to them, in their specific journey or connection or just general message. So I want to say that turtle is definitely a really good sign to get if you are manifesting, because there is a saying that slow and steady wins the race, and that is a quote that's an all-timer quote. And with turtles, there's a story. I read this when I was a child, and let me know if you guys read that one too. There was a hare and a turtle that was trying to race and see who would get to their destination first. And the hare, of course, was running really fast and doing its thing, and because he was very arrogant and very sure of himself, that he took naps. He ran fast, and then halfway or maybe three-quarter way he decided to take a nap because he knew that the turtle is like far behind and who cares kind of thing. So decided to take this nap. Now, this is a very vague story. I read it a long time ago, so I'm just telling you the ball part of it, but I think that's how it was as I remember it. So he decided to take this nap, and thinking that he can just wake up and continue the race and boom, he'll win it, right? And he overslept. So, and the turtle, of course, was slow and steady and ended up reaching the end destination. Of course, the hare never really, I don't know how, Hare, whatever you say that. So, that particular animal, so he was pretty choked because didn't realize that he thought that he would win the race and he didn't. So yeah, it just goes to show that okay, almost there, almost 2 more minutes. Yeah. So yeah, if you are seeing a turtle, long story short, just know that slow and steady wins the race. And with any manifestation, just know that you will never achieve anything overnight. It's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of perseverance, and you need to be doing it in a steady movement. There's no such thing as you thinking of something that you're manifesting and boom, miraculously next day you have it, right? There's no such thing, because you have to work towards it. And of course it's the law of attraction, so the law will ask you to do that. So doing it in a slow, steady pace will definitely win that race, and that's why it made it to my list. So next time when you see a turtle, yes, it is super slow, but it doesn't get tired, and that's the message, deep message behind getting this sign, is that yeah, it's going to be a slow, steady movement in terms of manifesting your goals, your desires, your dreams, but it's going to happen, and it's going to happen no matter what. So it doesn't sleep, it doesn't rest, it's going to go. Not like the hare, right, that ended up falling asleep and lost the race because he was so confident that he could outwin the turtle. So the moral of the story is that slow and steady definitely wins any races. So keep it going, keep your manifestations going. You guys are definitely in the right path, and do not give up, because the turtle does not give up. If you know anything about turtles, you know that it doesn't give up. It's like an ant doesn't give up either, right? So same idea. And for those that actually have turtle as a pet, congratulations. You guys, you will know what I'm talking about. So this was my 11 markers to look at or be on a lookout for, especially if you are trying to manifest something amazing. With that, hope you guys enjoyed this, and you did have a visitor today, and hope that you guys enjoyed her. I enjoyed having her, minus some of the distractions she was giving me. But yeah, I should take her out and give her some fresh air. With that, this was Twin Flame Union.